I want to show you a clip from a recent debate in the Saanich Gulf Islands riding in BC. The audio isn't great, but I'll tell you what happened in a second.
For the last 10 years. And I think the truth of, excuse me.
Wow.
There,
Wow, she just called me a coward, said I lied to her.
Oh, because she just said to me that I fly and we can't.
I'm very shocked I didn't
quiet,
want to write
please.
something.
Quiet, please. David, if you'd like to respond, start again.
Now, it's a little difficult to make out, but you can see Conservative candidate Cathy Umstead saying something to Elizabeth May, who then expresses shock and tells the audience that the Conservative candidate called her a cow. I would chastise Mrs. Umstead, but telling a Conservative candidate, not cool, feels a bit redundant. Also, I'd like to point out that it's 2025, and the only reason to call a woman a cow is if she's playing as this in Mario Kart World. When I get my Switch 2, I will be the cow. Also be the chicken, though. Both of them were interrupting the Liberal candidate, who, after he got his bearings, had this to say.
I love this country and I love the dialogue that we've had. I love the fact that we've been able to have civil dialogue, that we've been able to have civil discourse in this country. And it breaks my heart to see it beginning to break down because of all of the nonsense that's pouring into the ecosystem. But social media is a new reality. We haven't entirely figured out how we're going to put our hands around it, but obviously that is a critical issue. But one of the ways to counter this, and I can't say this with enough emphasis from the bottom of my heart, fund the CBC, fund the CBC, fund the CBC. It is a bulwark against this kind of nonsense. It is a bulwark against all of the information that's pouring into this country from all kinds of sketchy sources.
He makes a good point. Both the Conservatives and the Liberals have both made pledges about affecting the CBC. The Conservatives have announced that they want to defund the CBC, which of course means slash the funding and take no responsibility when the quality of programming drops, and then eventually hollow it out enough that it can be sold off to a telecom company or just completely shut down, thus ensuring that there is no news coverage in Canada that is not directly in the pocket of people who are rich enough that they have very good reason to want to control how you see the world. The Liberals have announced plans to increase the funding of the CBC and also add protections in law to make it more difficult for a future government to slash their funding, because the CBC had the gall to report the truth, showing that Carney has no fear of the CBC, as his strategy is to simply ask them to look in their hearts if they get a little too uppity. Also, before I let you go, polling is actually very tight in this riding right now. It's been a three-horse race for a while between the Conservative, who is apparently an accountant with ties to law enforcement, Elizabeth May, who everyone knows unless you've been living under a rock, and David Beckham. Not that David Beckham. The internet tells me that this guy worked in environmental remediation and renewable energy, and that he also developed a system that reuses toxic wastewater in the concrete industry and is now widely used. So it looks like this riding has two really good candidates, and Cathy,